trying to figure. But I don't really like Deku as a main character.
See, I liked Deku at the start. I didn't like where he went to at some points in the middle. Where he is now, I'll wait till it ends to kind of form my opinion. At the start, I
didn't like him at the start.
I liked where they were going because I felt like it was very much something that hadn't been done before. Because we'd all seen if you're normal and you have powers in the world, cough cough Superman. We've already seen that route. But how about the opposite, where, as I said,
you don't have powers.
everyone and you're in like I think it's like he said 5% of the world.
That's less than 5%.
It's less than 5%. So he's one of he's actually like an anomaly. Like, so it's not even just like he's like a minority. He's literally like one in for how many mile radius you'll find who doesn't. Because if we're forgetting, quirks don't necessarily have to be I can fly. It can be like if I blink 3 times, all the lights in the room go off. That's a quirk. Yeah. He didn't even have that. He was a regular person. So seeing that in his world, I was like, okay, I'm actually understanding his fixation on heroes from the start, because these are people who have this thing he's longed for that are then put on a pedestal and have purpose and stuff. So understanding where that was coming from and understanding how he could fit into that was kind of a question I wanted answered, but obviously in like episode 5 they just gave him a quirk, and I was like, okay, damn, okay.
They gave him a quirk.
That was short lived.
Episode 5, they gave him a quirk in like
episode 3,
episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, or like chapter 4. Yeah, so yeah.
I know that, or maybe like episode 1 or something. I don't know.
No, it wasn't until I mean,
or at the end of episode 1, where it was like
he didn't eat it.
Okay,
no, he didn't eat the hair for a while, but like
I think it was episode 2. No, I think he ate the hair like immediately.
Because I remember they were
I think it must have been
but
that.
they showed in that episode, probably like episode 2, or maybe they showed that end of episode 1.
Because they were up on the
and
rooftop
episode 2.
talking, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't think it might have been episode 2, because I think episode 1 was just when we see how
episode
strong.
1 he meets All Might like in his like
human
in his
form.
deflated form, and then he saves Bakugo
from the
and
mud
All
pit.
Might tells him, "Oh, okay, you have potential to be a hero." And then that's when he
Crazy.
decides, "I'll give you my quirk." I think in episode 1.
All Might's insane for that, by the way. Because at this time I just thought it's just a passing of the King Arthur type stuff. Passing. What was at stake? Have you read the manga? You read the manga? You read the manga?
I haven't read. At the moment, like, I'm trying to think where I stopped reading the manga. I think, do you know, after he when he came back to the academy.
Okay. So you're far ahead. Yeah. What was at stake? Not even what was at stake. What was at play by passing on the quirk was insane to give to somebody you just met 5 minutes ago. I'm so sorry. All Might had a stinker. He did not. I don't. There's no. Now that we see other candidates in the story, and I understand the whole. He had to have the right, and I understand the fact that if he probably didn't give it to a quirkless person, we probably wouldn't be where we are now. We might be in a bit of a sticky situation. But at that point in time, simply just seeing a regular human save someone else, and thinking, you know what, the fate of the entire Eastern Galapagos, whatever you want to call it, is now on this kid's shoulder. Having that on your mind, knowing that you just lost half your organs to, what's his name?
Like the greatest evil known to the
entire world. Someone who's over like 100, 200 years old. Knowing all of this and thinking, this kid, I'll take my hair, bro. No.
But I feel like you can judge a person's character in that time, though. I
can judge a character, but I can't judge whether he's capable enough of wearing this very, very, very evidently big burden. Because it's not light. So I've seen. Okay, he's back at the academy now.
But you saw what it was like doing to him before he came back.
You saw what he was doing. You saw the fight. You saw the fight at what's it called? Was it Hosu? This was a very weak, 0-for-1 and a very weak All Might. You saw what they were doing. You saw that these guys leveled like a city just from punches. Yeah. And this was an 0-for-1 who didn't have eyes. I don't think people understand this. If I close my eyes, I can't do nothing. And this guy doesn't have eyes, and he's handing people the dirtiest L's ever. He's teleporting. His feet haven't even touched the ground the whole fight. And you're telling me All Might had memories of this? Not even memories. He had recollections. He had a scar, trauma,
PTSD.
And he saw this kid he'd known for 5-10 minutes and said, "You know what, kid? You're gonna potentially carry on this burden.
It's your turn now.
You can't. It's your turn now." Yeah.
So do you think he should have gave is Meru, isn't it?
Ray
Mirio for sure.
You think you should have given it to him?
Mirio not only had the experience, Mirio had the minerals, bro. Mirio came into the series swinging. I don't think
literally
all the characters.
No, not even if Mirio. I feel like if anything, Bakugo was probably even more of a candidate for 0-for-1 than 1-for-1 than Deku, because look at Bakugo.
Okay, but do you know when I said about character, I wouldn't give him
Okay, for the character reason, but that no. But the thing with Bakugo is, I would have thought that until I realized that Bakugo was pretty much just an extreme case of Deku.
Okay, yeah.
Bakugo wasn't a prick because he was a bad person. He was a prick because he had such high expectations of himself. He physically couldn't understand people who weren't on that level of him. So seeing someone who's quirkless, Deku, having aspirations to be a hero is laughable because he spent his entire life, as soon as he's had quirks, trying to reach this, and even he's not at that level. So then someone else, it seems laughable.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't be mean to him, but I'd be like, are you making light of this very serious dream? It's similar to Endeavor. People might think Endeavor's crazy, but Endeavor probably just realized, he probably must have heard of like the fight All Might must have had with 1-4, and probably thought this hero business, although we've kind of been put on a pedestal, it's a very serious job.
game, yeah.
This All For One guy that no one knows his name. That in itself is crazy. We just call you All For One. That is menacing as fuck. He's now supposedly unaccounted for. We haven't seen his body. So and All Might might be injured. He's only working part-time now, and he's telling me we're just all going to be handing out scholarships to schools and what. Like, he knew that there was going to be a power void, and that Japan wasn't. Obviously, what he did wasn't the best. I'm not glorifying
Child abuse.
child abuse and all that stuff. But he understood the weight of that aspiration as much as Bakugo did. So I always see them as similar characters, but different perspectives. So that's why I won't say Bakugo wouldn't have been a worthy candidate. I just feel like he was very extreme in his aspirations, because you then understand that him and Deku are the same characters. He might just have a very weird personality, but they just both had very high aspirations to be the best. And even more Bakugo, because everyone in this story has been trained by someone at some point. Todoroki basically got trained by his dad, who was was full ride. Probably got pure gym fitness from his young age. He had a physio, everything. Not to like say put light of it, but he'd been conditioned to be good. Deku got trained by quite literally the Messi of the hero world. Got given his quirk, for goodness sake. What did Bakugo had? He just had word to Jacob, $1 in a dream. He just had his sweaty palms and his backyard. And he managed to elevate himself. People are forgetting this throughout the whole of the point where My Hero was about school.
Character development.
Yeah, he did.
He not only had the best, he had the highest scores in everything. More than Todoroki, more than Deku, who'd been handpicked. He was the best by himself. So when people made the argument, I'm like, you could have given this. He could have been a candidate as well. But obviously, Mirio just came in like from the jump. Was just him. He was just had the qualities of Deku, wanted to protect people, save the day with a smile, and managed to make his very pretty much useless quirk one of the strongest quirks in the series. So I feel like if I was thinking of all the stuff, the baggage All Might was thinking of and who he'd have to face, I'd probably say he'd have a better chance of handling it than this kid I just met in Shibuya 10 minutes ago in some rush hour traffic. So that understanding that now, I'm like, that was a very howler from All Might, and I can understand why Toshinori, what's it called, Gran Torino must have just looked at him and be like, "You're the guy." So you're trying to tell my best friend.
Even his old psychic as well. What's his name again?
Night Eye.
Yeah, Night
So
Eye, yeah.
they must have all been in the group chat
they
like,
were just like,
"Oh my,
yeah.
are you nuts?" Because think about it, right? Night Eye saw All Might as probably an immovable object, and then All For One came in, and All Might is now on life support. That in itself must have shaken the world. The people closest to him. Toshinori, what's his name? Gran Torino must have understood as well, because his best friend, became past tense because of All For One. You're not understanding this. So now you're thinking all the candidates that have come through, people that he's probably suggested, him and Night have said, "Yo, this guy can lift the building with his toe. This guy literally can't die. Oh my, like literally, this guy cannot die. His quirk is not dying." They ignored him and they chose Deku. I'd have cut ties, 100%. I won't speak to All Might. There's too much at stake.
I feel like because of plot, I feel like the only reason obviously All Might chose Deku was because it reminded him of himself.
Because he was quirkless, yeah.
because he was quirkless. So that's like.
Is that not enough?
I mean, like
That's even worse.
That's
That's even worse, because you were quirkless, you got the quirk, you got to be the strongest, and you still only have one lung now. So where do we go from now? He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have. That's poor man management. I feel like All Might should have had an organization, maybe enterprise, had some advisors.
He did have advisors.
Some people. No, he needed
Yeah, but he didn't
he needed some people on the board to have a say in that executive decision, because that's all of Japan's lives you're putting at stake to a guy who's basically just a hero weeb. That's him. He's one of us. He's one of us. He was sitting making podcasts about All Might. That's what he was doing. Yeah, nah, I can't run. I'm so sorry. Love to All Might. I know, like honestly, love to him. He's done bits. I mean, understanding how strong he was now, because as soon as he was there, the world's literally just turned upside down, and it's not even been like what, a year. He's been retired for. They've just finished first year, second year.
Have they finished it? No.
They've just finished. I'm saying like they've just finished first year.
I don't think they have. I saw they
No, they
finished.
have. They're in second year now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, but even that's why I always say that deserve the time skip.
It is.
It deserves it. Yeah, it deserves the time. I'm still 100% believe that after like the
Story.
no, not the story. After like the war that just happened now, like in the anime, I forgot what it's called. Where Shigaraki awakens.
Oh yeah.
After that, there should have been a time skip.
Yeah.
To just show like how shit the world has just become.
They
with
did
no
Yeah.
that for like a
difference.
couple months.
I
they didn't.
thought there
Yeah,
was
we
gonna
should
be.
have done it for years.
I thought there was gonna be TypeScript because I remember I was reading that and we saw that one panel where he was like Deku. He was looking all like
You look cold.
It was looking all like Miles Morales-y
Yeah.
with his spider, with his hood on. I was just like, oh,
But surely,
Deku.
but isn't it one? They said it's a 1 year time skip.
Is it?
When Deku becomes vigilante, they said it was 1 year.
Are you sure? Are you
Yeah,
sure?
they said it. I remember reading at the beginning of the manga. They said it was a 1 year time skip when
I
Deku,
thought it
when
was a-
Deku
I
left.
thought it was a couple months.
I thought it was a couple of
I
months.
thought it was a couple months because I was thinking, okay, no, actually he might be right because okay, yes and no because they were in pretty bad shape post the fight with Shiggy. Then healing and all. I'm just starting to thinking maybe some of the stuff they've been setting up the camps and whatnot. It could have probably taken 6 months to 9 months. I didn't know it was a full year. I must have missed that. But then even at a year, it's also kind of it's all like it's.
Should be longer than a year.
But then I'm thinking now all the quirks he developed and how proficient he got with it. It
Yeah,
would have taken
it would
time.
have taken
So
time.
I'll give him a year. But then even still. I'm still back at the whole you gave it to Deku. I'm being very real. Not that I don't like Deku or didn't think he had the mentality for it. I just think there's a lot more at stake with just like he just wasn't gonna be a hero. He needed to be a hero that quite literally was an immovable object, similar to All Might. And I think that was then obviously now is the problem that the world's having. You don't need to make another All Might. We all need to be All Might. Like you can't just put it on one man's shoulder because obviously look at the power vacuum that's
Yeah.
happened because of that. So it's a responsibility thing. But then, bro,
I saw something about. But I never watched the video. It was like, what's it? Individualism and like collectiveness with My Hero because of what's it? Like they so focus on everyone's individual quirk rather than together. Because I think they're comparing it to Naruto or something like that.
Yeah.
But I never watched the video.
no, I think the point was that the hero system, the flaw is that you're seeing heroes or the good heroes do as a job thing that they do and not something we should all be doing. So when the heroes don't do their job right or they can't, it's now you guys let us down. No, they didn't. They literally tried. Half of them are dead now. But if you guys had just, I don't know, not been watching TV and noticed that, hang on, this Shiggy kid is in the alleyway next to my house. Maybe we could have put this guy in child services. He may not be. He could have walked. He could be playing for Japan for Blue Lock. He could be. He could have had a very different trajectory in his life.
But he literally went up to people and no one did anything.
That's the whole point because
because they were saying,
it's a hero's job to help people.
yeah,
as
but
opposed to
don't
just a human nature thing, and that's
even
the whole.
flashback. It's like, don't worry, a hero will come.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Yeah, and even that's why they were even angry when they were.
That's why Stain's a very good villain.
That's why Stains are fantastic.
And that's why I need to rewatch season 2 because that's my favorite
Stain was
season.
fantastic. So that's my take on My Hero. I feel if I was on my definitely want to get into Deku. Yeah.
Might as well end it here then.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Why this always happens. Thanks for listening. Peace. Bye.
Take care, love.
Oh my
Obrigado. Oh wait, I did it again. Yeah, go on, please. Thank
No,
you.
you do.
No, I forgot. Subscribe, like, comment. There's TikTok now, so subscribe to follow the TikTok at the Nakamura Podcast _, and then there's Instagram as well. So yeah, follow that. Thanks for watching.
Good. Right.
Peace. Yeah.
Peace.